This is the Glatt Properties Podcast. I am your host, Bruce Gladhorn. Let's get right into this. I know I'm a week late. I got buck fever. I'm out there trying to do what I got to do, freezing my old rear end off, and chasing an old 10-pointer out there. On a side note, whatever happened to that just judging deer by, what they look like and how many points? Everybody gets into the minutiae. So, well, that was a baby 8. Well, that was a big 6. Did you see that 10-pointer in there? Oh my God! Whatever happened to those days where and then you just moved on. Everybody wants to now measure everything and see how great they are, whatever, because that's how bad people have it. They just want to compete about everything that they possibly have because they don't have anything else going on in life. Anyway, that's my little deer rant for the day. Anyway, so let's get back into real estate. So what's going on right now? All right. Right now, this is what's considered a market correction. It's completely normal for any market to have peaks and valleys. This one is actually caused by the Federal Reserve with the interest rates to kind of slow everything down. But they didn't really need to slow things down. Well, I guess they kind of did, but not really. But here's what's kind of going on. Everybody that had the financial means, and I'm talking from a place of fact. So if you're one of the 7 people that listen to this, I just want you to know this is my opinion. Feel free to disagree. I'd love to talk with you about it. Hell, I'll buy you lunch. I'll give you beers till the cows come home. Tell me everything that you need to know or that you think, and I'll listen. I just enjoy hearing other people's perspectives. But this is what I believe to be 100% fact. I'm willing to change my mind. Everybody moved from major metropolitan areas towards less dense areas. This we know. These loans are not shit loans. These are good loans, backed by good income and hardworking individuals. These are all important. Ask any lender. Ask any lender. It's not about the number. It's about the hardworking person and their work ethic. Lenders, just like realtors, talk with a lot of people throughout the day. We talk with too many people. Sometimes we just don't stop talking to people. And it gets quite annoying at the end of the day because you come home and you're just like rattling off words and you're like, why the hell am I talking? I just talked all day. And you're like, okay, you're in the zone. But these are all good loans. There aren't going to be any foreclosures on these loans unless there is a recession, depression across all markets. And then at that point in time, what's going on in the world, I don't think the price of real estate is really too important. I think it's a little something going to be a little bit more important. But I'm not going to be pessimistic. I'm going to be realistic. I'm not going to be pessimistic. So, all these high qualified people bought these great houses, fantastic homes. Some people bought their first home. Some people bought their 17th home. That's all right. Cool. Whatever. But listen, guys. Don't be stupid. Don't be like me. Okay? Don't look at an opportunity and say, oh, son of a gun, this looks like a good time to buy a house. And then not buy a house and wait a year to buy a house. When you see interest rates at an all-time record low, I don't care who you have to call. Call Jesus Christ himself and beg him for some money. And go out and buy a house. Because you cannot put a price on a 2.83% interest rate on a home. You literally cannot. Right now it's about 7.25%. They're going to come down over the next couple of months. Don't worry. It's going to be a cold winter. It's going to be a cold winter in Ukraine, Europe, the United States. Hell, it'll be a cold winter in Australia. It's just part of the natural cycle of this ride that we're on involuntarily. So you have to pivot and move with it. But don't sit on your ass and watch an opportunity pass you by like a grade A bum. If you could have bought a home in the past 2 years and you didn't, I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm saying you screwed yourself. Because today you're looking at that opportunity 2 years ago as like, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Well, hell, man, if my feet could fit a railroad track, I'd have been a train. So shoulda, coulda, woulda doesn't mean anything. Did you execute or did you watch it pass by? You tell me. I don't know what's going on in your life. I hope you didn't watch it pass by. I hope you executed. But if you didn't execute, you've got to next time. You cannot put a price on owning a plot of land. 10,000 square foot parcel of land, 3-bed, 1-bath ranch on a little, place with a little fence. You can raise your whole family there. Maybe you struggle. Maybe you got something going on. It doesn't matter. You can pass that on to your kids, your stepkids, your grandkids, your adopted kids. You find a child, you write him in the will, and you say, this is now yours when I die. I don't care. But you can pass that property on to the next generation. This is how you grow generational wealth. You buy the land, and you rarely sell it. Buy the land, because we're not making any more of it. And then you sell it. Because one day, this wild-ass country that we live in will be tame like Europe. It took Europe about 800 to 1,000 years to, I guess, calm the hell down. And even still now, they ain't really that calm. But the people are very suppressed. The people are very, 1984-ish. In this country, it'll take, or at least in this continent, it'll take another probably 500-600 years. But as that happens, we will progress. Westward expansion will continue along with eastward expansion, and then soon enough, all of the land will be owned and bought. And you want to talk about inflated prices? This is nothing. Think about inflated prices, about a set amount of stuff. And that stuff is being used every minute of every hour of every day. And now you can't make, produce, find, or create any more of that stuff. The price of it is going to skyrocket at the exact point where production stops. So what is stuff? Stuff is land. You can't live everywhere successfully. You can only live in certain places successfully. All of those places where people are living successfully, are going to then eventually be bought up. And when we run out of land to buy, create, sell, parcel out, block off, whatever the case may be, whatever you're going to do with the land, you're going to talk about inflated prices now. You should look at how real estate works in Europe. You should do a little deep dive on that. Give yourself an hour. It's interesting. It's always interesting to learn about another culture, another continent, and how they do stuff over there. But real estate in Europe is millions of dollars because they don't have any more space to expand. So this is nothing. This is absolutely, positively jack shit. When we run out of land, that is when millions, maybe even billions of people will be kicking themselves in the ass saying, why didn't I buy a house? So, always look forward to the next deal. What we need is a market crash so people like myself can buy all the houses and within 2 years sell them and make an assload of money. If you've listened to this podcast, you understand what I'm saying by that. If you haven't, then go listen to the podcast. I'm literally telling you how to create generational wealth for free, and you can learn about my failures. Listen, don't listen. I don't care. It's your life, it's your family, it's your wealth. So, moving on. What can we expect? Well, in the Glatt report that I released in I think I sent it out in October for Q3 of 2022, I'm basically describing that this is a little bit of a dip. It's going to be uncomfortable. People are going to get fired. People are going to lose their jobs, mostly real estate people, because they don't want to get into the industry. They don't want to do weird shit, and they don't want to do weird shit for free. What is weird shit? Weird shit is walking around a neighborhood, knocking on doors and saying, hey, how are you? My name is Bruce. I'm a real estate guy. Do you need any help with real estate? And they're going to say no. And you know that. So you give them a card and you walk away. But you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then suddenly you might find somebody that's a real estate investor. And then they say, hey, what do you know about real estate investing? And if you're prepared, you say, I know a lot. Or I think I know a lot. I have a lot of opinions. I'd be more than happy to sit down and discuss it with you over a beer. And then you do that. And then you go and you actually make a connection. You're not doing it for money. You're doing it for the future deal. But a lot of agents right now are going to be falling out. The news is going to say, oh, real estate is going to be crashing and blah, 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 blah. Listen, don't listen to the news. Don't listen to anybody else talk about real estate other than the real estate people. Okay? I'm not going to listen to my mechanic, even though he's a tremendous guy. Love him to death. He saved my ass 2-3 times. But I'm not going to listen to him for his electrician advice. He's a licensed mechanic. I pay him to work on my cars. Hey, that's it and that's that. He doesn't expect me to tell him about the stock market. I don't know anything about the stock market. I know if you buy Coca-Cola, you buy Pepsi, you'll win because they're going to compete off each other. So they're just going to win. That's it. That's all I know. But you got to listen to the real estate people. So the real estate people are going to... we've been saying this for the past 3 months. Right now it looks like it's about, November, December, January, February, March. 5 months left out of this uncomfortable time period. What's happening right now is the plane is coming in from 60,000 feet and it's going to land. It's going to cruise. It's going to sit on the ground. It's going to park itself. And it's going to just fill up with more people. The home buying plane is just going to fill up with more people over the next couple of months. Because not everybody can buy, but a lot of people want to buy. But because they saw what happened over the past 2 years and they're like, holy shit, the second that I can get qualified, I got to buy something. They didn't. Now they want to. Now they can't. Now they wait. Then in the springtime of 2023, that plane takes back off. It's cyclical. It's almost predictable. Couldn't predict the coronavirus. But that's okay. So the same things happen every year, regardless of what's going on. The same stuff. It's all a rotation. It's all cyclical. So you have to prepare for that, and you have to prepare mentally. So all I'm saying is, don't screw yourself over again in the future. When you get that opportunity to buy that house, you buy that house. Okay? You buy it, you float it, you sell it in 2 years, you sell it in a year, you move on. It's better to sell it in a year and not 1031 it than it is to not buy it all. Because at least you're making money. You pay taxes on the money that you make, and that's fine. That's not a big deal. But you have a house. So that's good. I got nothing else. So for now, just keep on keeping on. And do what you got to do. Get it done. Rocking and rolling. You're going to be fine. Everybody's going to come out on the other side of this just fine. If you bought your rental properties, you know they're kicking. If you didn't, sorry. Wait for the next gravy train. But other than that, that's kind of a brief overview of what's going on. We'll circle back to this in a couple of days. Of course, I'm going to have new stuff to talk with you about. All that good stuff. But the agents out there listening, get on the phone. Start calling people. Real estate investors. This is a buying opportunity. If I were you, this is what I would do. Buy a home, ignore the interest rate, refinance it after 5 years, and then pull the money out, get a new interest rate, and keep the house, and then buy another house, and then you win. It's not difficult. Just do that. Just repeat that process every couple of years. If you buy a house a year, and every 5 years you refinance one house, that means every year you will be refinancing a home. And 5 years after you purchase that home will most likely buy you a second home. So after 10 years of doing that, you'll own your 10 homes because you're buying one a year, and then you'll own an extra 5 that your portfolio bought for you. So you have 15 homes after 10 years. You can retire. I don't care who you are, you can retire off of that. So if you're 35 years old right now, you could literally have something better than a 401k by the time that you're 50. It literally puts a 401k in the dust. So anyway, other than that, I got nothing else. I gotta go do what I gotta do. Get my life together and square my crap away. But hey, stay safe, everybody. The elections are over. It's time to calm down. Don't do any weird things. Don't get all pissy. Just focus on real estate. Believe me, I talked to a couple of people at the polling station the other day. I mean, these people were clueless. I've never seen a bunch of people support. Well, also, this is the second time I've ever voted, so it is what it is. But I've never seen so many people just like clinging to a guy. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, it's like, as a business guy, I look at it and I'm like, Jesus, if we could get a following like this, we could buy and sell all the houses in America. But man, I mean, some people really just love a particular candidate. It's just the strangest thing in the entire world. It's so baffling to me that in this day and age that we still vote for a candidate and we don't vote on the policies via the internet, and we just remove them and we say this is what we want. But I don't know. I don't know anything about politics. All I know is that if you invest in both parties, you'll win, and then you can do a deal afterwards because you've invested in both of those parties. So if you ever want to know the great ruse, that's the scam and the sham right there. So I hope your candidate won, but I also hope your candidate lost. But I also hope that you get into real estate and you focus on that. So stay safe, be a good person, help somebody out, and that's all I got. Stay safe, y'all. See you next time.